Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and today we will refer to some historical events that took place in 1968, but it won't be the talk about the famous students' protest in France in May 1968, or hippie hysteria, hippie stupidity that started in some academic institutions in the East Coast and West Coast United States and later traveled to Europe and any other countries including Japan. Soviet bloc was not so much affected by this, but it doesn't mean that it was not fully affected by hippie movement. We will talk about the events that took place a little bit earlier, because in March 1968 these events took place earlier than the famous students' protest in France. What I'm referring to? I'm referring to so-called March events in which communistic activists from Poland, surprisingly in vast majority of Jewish origin, who supported one of the main political member of and influential of those days Polish Communist Party, Mieczysław Moczar, who was surprisingly Ukrainian by origin, that these activists just lose their fight within the Polish Communistic Party with young, mainly Polish communists, and were expelled, but it was in fact they were given a chance for a better life, because on the cost of the state they were expelled from Poland and accepted by many Western countries, including Sweden, Canada, and Israel. So, taking into account the reality in Poland in 1960s, they were given better life in the Western world. Of course, due to the fact that they had to leave and they had to, change the country and resign from their privileged status of political apparatchik of Polish Communist Party and also members of all police and secret services. They were crying and making martyrs out of themselves, political refugees and so on. It's typical to some people, that's why we should ignore it. And each time in Poland since 1989, 1990, there are official celebrations of this event, like bad thing that happened, they were expelled because they were of Jewish origin and so on. It's not true, they were expelled because there was a fight between different communist fractions, and somehow it happened that in majority Jewish fraction was supporting the main fossil line of the communists from Soviet Union, and completely they were not loyal to Polish state, and the new generation of Polish communists appeared, was already prepared for taking power, and they were in majority, so they took power. That's it. This is all about it. There is nothing with racism or anti-somethingism. It's simply the result of the struggle within Polish Communistic Party. That's why some people had to leave, because they lost the fight for power, and they were kicked out by the newer generation of Polish communists, and surprisingly, it was not pure division according to the Polish origin and Jewish origin. Of course, in the fraction that was kicked out, majority were Jewish, but also in the Polish fraction that was kicking them out, there were also Jewish people. For instance, wife of a main secretary of those days of Polish Party, Władysław Gomułka, Liva Szoken, was from Polish Jewish communistic family. Surprise, not so many people remember it. That's why we should study history and be really resistant and resilient to lies that are offered to us every year because of these anniversaries. All the best, have a nice day, bye.